What really happens when one of Hollywood's biggest stars walks into what he assumes will be a relaxed, friendly interview, only to be caught off guard by an unexpected on-air attack that exposes the darker side of daytime talk shows. What you're about to read is one of the most intense and unforgettable moments ever to unfold on live television. The day Tom Cruise's legendary calm finally cracked under relentless pressure. Stick around until the end, and don't forget to like and comment, because this story gets more dramatic with every passing minute. The energy inside the View studio was strangely tense that morning. Tom Cruise had agreed to come on the show to promote his newest Mission Impossible movie, expecting the usual kind of easygoing questions about daring stunts, filming experiences, and behind-the-scenes secrets. But what he walked into was something entirely different. As Cruise took his seat, flashing that familiar million-dollar smile at the cheering audience, Joy Behar leaned forward with a sly grin that should have been his first red flag. The other co-hosts, Whoopi Goldberg, Sarah Eng, and Sunny Hostin, were unusually quiet, their faces betraying an uneasiness that hinted they already knew what was about to happen. "Tom, welcome back to The View," Whoopi began warmly, keeping the tone professional. "We're thrilled to have you here to talk about your new film." "Thank you for having me," Cruise replied, full of enthusiasm as always. "I'm excited to be here. Making this movie was such an incredible journey, and I can't wait to share it with the fans." But before he could continue, Joy Behar cut in with a tone so sharp it sliced through the air like a blade. "Tom, before we dive into your little action flick, I think we need to address something bigger. The elephant in the room. Your personal beliefs and how they influence your career decisions." The studio went silent. Even the audience could feel the shift in tone. Cruise's bright smile flickered for a moment, then he regained his composure. "I'm sorry, Joy," he said evenly, "but I'm here today to talk about the film. My personal beliefs are exactly that. Personal." Joy wasn't backing off. She leaned back, arms crossed, a satisfied look on her face. "Oh, come on, Tom," she said mockingly. "You're a public figure. You make millions because people buy tickets to see you. Don't they deserve to know what kind of person they're supporting?" "I think people have the right to be entertained," Cruise replied, his voice calm but with a slight edge creeping in. "That's what I've devoted my life to, creating stories that move and inspire people all over the world." Whoopi tried to step in, clearly sensing things were heading in the wrong direction. "Joy, maybe we should focus on the movie first, and then—" "No," Whoopi Joy interrupted sharply. "This is exactly what we should be talking about. Tom here has spent years dodging serious questions, hiding behind PR-trained interviews and polished sound bites. Well, today's different." The camera zoomed in slightly as Cruise's jaw tightened. His hands gripped the arms of his chair. "Joy," he said, still composed, "with all due respect, I've never hidden from anything. I've always been open about my life, my work, and my dedication to my craft. What exactly are you trying to imply here?" Joy's eyes gleamed with a cruel kind of satisfaction. "What I'm saying, Tom, is that you've used your fame to promote ideas that many people consider dangerous, yet you expect everyone to just ignore that and keep watching your explosions and chase scenes, my little stunts," Cruise repeated, his voice rising just slightly. "Those little stunts employ thousands of hardworking professionals. They create jobs for stunt coordinators, special effects teams, camera operators, sound techs, and they bring millions of dollars back into the industry and local economies. Those stunts support families, careers, and dreams." Sarah N. shifted uncomfortably in her seat, wishing she could disappear. Sunny Hostin looked like she wanted to speak, but held her tongue, glancing nervously at Joy. "Oh, spare me the economics lesson. We both know this isn't about jobs. This is about you using your influence to legitimize beliefs that can hurt real people." The audience began murmuring. Some looked uneasy. Cruise's publicist, visible just off stage, looked ready to pull him out of there. "Fringe beliefs," Cruise repeated slowly, his tone now raised. "You're throwing around accusations with no basis. Joy, I've never forced my beliefs on anyone. I've never used my platform to hurt people, quite the opposite. I've used it to bring excitement, hope, and entertainment to millions." But Joy pressed harder, sensing she had struck a nerve. "And that's the problem, Tom. You have all this influence, and you use it irresponsibly. Young people look up to you. What kind of example are you setting?" Whoopi tried again. "Joy, maybe let's just—" "No, Whoopi," Cruise interrupted. His focus now locked on Joy. I want to hear exactly what she's accusing me of, because from where I'm sitting, it feels like I was invited here under false pretenses, not to talk about my film, but to be ambushed for your personal agenda. The studio fell completely silent, except for the faint hum of cameras. Joy smirked. My personal agenda. Tom, I'm just after the truth, something you seem to have a complicated relationship with. That was the moment something inside Tom Cruise shifted. His usual calm exterior cracked, revealing the raw determination underneath. The truth, he said quietly, his voice low but dangerous. You want to talk about truth? Here's the truth. I've spent over 30 years of my life dedicated to entertaining people. 30 years of long days, broken bones, and pushing myself past the limit to deliver something extraordinary. And you sit there, judging, without understanding what that means. Joy leaned in, emboldened. Oh, I understand perfectly. You've got a platform and a responsibility. And I think you've failed at it spectacularly. Sonny looked down. Sarah shifted again. The tension was almost unbearable. You want to talk about responsibility, Cruise said, standing his ground. Let's talk about the responsibility of a talk show host, someone who claims to be a journalist, to actually research before accusing a guest on national TV. Joy's confidence wavered slightly. I've done my research, Tom. Believe me. Have you? Cruise shot back, leaning forward now. Because if you had, you'd know about the literacy programs I've funded, the disaster relief I've helped with quietly, without cameras. You'd know about the scholarships I've given to students who couldn't afford college. But that doesn't fit your narrative, does it? The audience was spellbound. No one moved. Joy, Cruise continued, his voice unwavering. When was the last time you actually looked into someone's work, instead of repeating what others say? When was the last time you tried to understand before attacking? Joy flushed. Don't you dare question my integrity. I've been doing this longer than you've been acting. Maybe longer, Cruise shot back, but not better. A real journalist would have asked about my mentoring programs, about the safety measures I help create for stunts, about the young actors I train. But you didn't ask any of that. Sarah tried to cut in, desperate to cool things down. Tom, maybe you can tell us more about those programs. They sound great, but Joy wouldn't let up. Oh, please. Everyone in Hollywood does charity work for show. What I'm talking about is your influence, your beliefs. That was the breaking point. Cruise stood up. You think the families who've been saved by disaster relief care, whether it was for publicity? You think the kids who got scholarships care about your opinion? Tom, please. Sit down, Whoopi said softly. No, Cruise replied firmly. I came here in good faith to talk about a movie that gave hundreds of people jobs and brought joy to millions. Instead, I get attacked by someone trying to score points. Joy stood too, refusing to back down. This isn't an attack. It's accountability. Accountability? Cruise let out a laugh, but it wasn't amused. What about your accountability, Joy? What about your responsibility to be fair, to present facts, to treat guests with respect? I don't owe you respect, Joy snapped. Respect is earned, and I don't think you've earned it. That landed hard. Cruise's voice dropped to a deadly calm. I've earned respect from audiences, from crews, from filmmakers, by working hard, by risking my safety. But you haven't earned mine. Joy tried to interrupt, but Cruise wasn't stopping. You want attention, you want ratings, you think tearing people down makes good TV. Her face turned red. How dare you? I've built my career on honesty. Honesty, Cruise said sharply. You just lied about my motives on live television. Sonny finally spoke, shaking. Maybe we should all take a breath. No, Joy snapped. He's trying to intimidate me. Intimidate you? Cruise repeated incredulously. You ambushed me. And Noah,